Hello, dear students. It's me, Ruben. Here I am again to explain what the situation is for this week class. So, according to the schedule we have, we are supposed to be in unit number 10. But unit number 10 is already here. It's already, but because we only have 1 week of class, that is this week, I'm going to start with unit 11. And this is basically what you have here. You have some different audios and you have different videos. Well, the most important thing is my explanations about the past tense. Well, when we refer to past tense, we have two ways of talking about past tense. The past tense with verb be and the past tense or simple past with other verbs. In this case, here we have an explanations. I'm not going to explain because the explanations you see there, it is in Spanish, it is in English and with some explanation in Spanish. But the important thing is that these links will take you to different exercises I have prepared for this class. So basically this is what the material for this week is. And now, and at the end, there is a questionnaire with questions. For example, was it rainy yesterday? No, it wasn't rainy. It was really hot. Was there class on Sunday? No, there wasn't class on Sunday. There was class last Wednesday. Virtual class. Were you at home last night? Of course, I was at home last night. Well, this is the questionnaire, and this is basically, as I have been doing, this is basically the information you have to learn to understand and to speak better with the past tense. And now, I have like a little conversation to show you what the things are there.
Let's personalize the conversation.
Did you have a good weekend?
Did you have a good weekend?
Let me think. Oh yeah, I had a very nice weekend.
What did you do?
Well, on Friday, I went out to dinner with my girlfriend.
What did you do? What did you do? On Friday I went out. Okay, so that is talking about past tense, asking about last weekend activities.
Then on Saturday, we went running. What about you?
Well, the weather was warm, so I went swimming on Saturday. And on Sunday, I went bike riding.
Now, let's personalize the conversation again. Don't stop. Ask your partner more questions. Say as much as you can.
Did you have a good weekend?
Let me think. Oh yes, we had an okay weekend.
What did you do?
Well, on Saturday the weather was terrible, so we stayed home. In the afternoon I just took a nap. Then we went out for dinner
Where did you eat?
at Alberto's Cafe, but the food was awful.
Really? That's too bad.
What about you? Did you do anything special?
Well, on Saturday, we stayed home and watched old movies on TV. We made a great dinner.
So remember, on Saturday we stayed home. The pronunciation of the ed and irregular verb make, made. So that is important to take into account when you are studying the simple past. Now I'm going to jump to the other activity that I have for this class. That is the explanation of to be. Well, basically, to be the past tense of to be in English has two forms, was and were. And these are some examples. I was tired this morning. You were very good. He was the best in his class. She was late for work. It was a sunny day. We were at home. You were on holidays. They were happy with their test results. And here is a video you can watch with more exercises. Now, in this part, it shows the negative sentences. Was not or wasn't. Example, I wasn't tired this morning. You were not crazy or you weren't crazy. He was not married or he wasn't married. She was not famous or she wasn't famous. It was not hot yesterday or it wasn't hot yesterday. We were not invited, using ado, ido, edo, invitado, with the past participles. We were not invited. Now, you were not at the party or you weren't at the party. Now, be negative contraction is the thing that I was just explaining to you. And big questions start with were you? Were you happy? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Were you born in Santa Marta? Yes, I was. Not. No, I wasn't. And we invert. We use the auxiliary was or were first, and then the affirmative in yes no questions is yes or no with the verb to be. Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Yes, they were. No, they weren't. So here you have another video to watch if you want to see, if you want to look at more information. Now, this is the simple tense, and basically the simple past tense is used to talk about completed actions in a time before now, past events. The simple past is the basic form of the past tense in English. Okay, so here are some examples. John Cabot sailed to America in 1498. It is important to understand that when we are giving dates, like years, we don't say 1498. We say 1498. My father died last year. Take notice that I'm not saying died, I say died. He lived in Fiji in 1976. We crossed the channel yesterday. So those are sentences referring to simple past. Now, we use, and these are other examples of how we can use or how simple past tense can be used. For example, we saw a good movie last week. Yesterday, I arrived in Geneva. She finished her homework at 7 o'clock. What I'm referring here that is important to understand time, past time expressions when we are talking about the past. Now, ago is very important. I can say 2 minutes ago, 2 days ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 years ago. Ago refers to the past. So here are more examples, and this is the construction. I, you, he, we, they, all the subject pronouns, all the pronouns use the same verb in the past. It is not necessary to use third person or ing. In this case, I worked, I studied, I went, I cooked. So, and when we use or when we make a question, we say did. For example, I say, did you watch the movie last night? And when we use didn't is the negative form in the past and the verb stays in the same form, in the base form. For example, I say, listen to this example. I didn't go to the store yesterday. I went to the library. I didn't go. I went. That's important to take into account when you are talking about the past tense. So here are more examples. You can see in the links that I told you before that are in our Word document shared with you. Here are some more examples. This video is very important when you are talking about the ED pronunciation in the past tense. Not all the verb sounds ED. Well, basically, not all of them have the same sound. We have three different sounds in the past. They are D, T, and ID. For example, if I say, I worked yesterday 10 hours. I don't say I worked, I say I worked. So if I say I cleaned the house. So these are some rules. You are going to see the rules when you watch this video. I'm just going to play the video so you can watch some of the rules.
Hello again and welcome back to My English Brain. Today we are talking about ED, past tense pronunciation. Alright, let's get started. In the past tense, for the regular verbs ED, we have three sounds of ED.
Here are two more videos you can watch about this pronunciation if you don't understand very much.
Three distinctive and different sounds. Listen to the three verbs below for the three different sounds of ED. For example, watched, watched, planned, planned, started,
Studied it.
started. Did you hear the difference? Watched, planned, started. The three sounds of ED are t, t, d, d, id, id. Again, t, d, id. Listen again to the pronunciation of the verbs. What sound do you hear? For example, watched, watched. That's right, it's the t sound, watched. Next, planned, planned. That's right, it's the d sound, planned.
D.
And the last one, started, started. That's right, it's the id sound, started. So, now we know we have three distinct sounds, the t, d, and id. But let's focus first on the t and the d sounds. Okay, now put your hand on your throat.
Like this.
That's right, do it. Now say the sounds. T, 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 t. Now say d,
D.
d,
D.
d, d, d. Do you feel a difference? notice when we say t, t, there is no vibration. And that's because t is a voiceless sound. When we say d, d, there is vibration, and we have a voiced sound. Now, say the verb watch. Watch. Focus on the last sound. Ch, 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 ch. There is no vibration, and that's because ch is a voiceless sound. When we want to make the past tense with the ed, we also need a voiceless sound, because the voiceless ch and a voiceless t is easier to say because both sounds are voiceless. So we say watched, watched. Now say the verb plan.
I want to stop this because sometimes when we are talking in English fast, we don't understand if we are saying in present or in past. What helps us to understand we're talking about the past is when we say expressions, tiny expression. For example, I watched a good movie last night. So I'm talking about the past because I'm using last night. If I say, for example, I work very hard every day, it means I'm talking about simple present. But if I say I worked really hard yesterday, I'm talking about the past because it is the tiny expression is yesterday. So as I said before, sometimes we understand we are talking about the past is because tiny expressions are used.
Plan, plan. Notice the sound at the end. Plan. It is voiced. There is vibration. So, when we want to use the past, ed, we need to use a sound that also is voiced. So we use d, d, because it's easier to use a voiced sound and another voiced sound. So we say planned, planned. So, it's important when we think about the past tense to look at the last sound. For example, watch and plan. Now, let's concentrate on the other sounds we use with t for the past tense. We saw ch for watch, and in the past we say watched. Now repeat the sounds and the words for the other no vibrations. Sh, finish, finished. Let's focus on the id sound. For example, started. First, let's look at the verb in the base form. Start. Start. Notice the sound at the end.
T. Start.
Now, if in the past tense we try to use the t sound, it sounds like this. Start. Start. And that's ugly and difficult to say.
Okay, basically when the last sound is T, for example, graduate, investigate, invite, I say, I graduated in 2012. The police investigated the crime last week. That's what you have to understand here. With the last termination T or D, that's what's next.
In English. So, when the verb finishes with T, started, started, is only for verbs that end with a T or a D sound. For example, invite in the past, invited. Decide in the past, decided. Very good. Time to practice. Started, started. The party started at 6. The party started at 6.
Good. Now I'm gonna go to other video that is, those are with regular verbs. Regular verbs are the majority of the verbs in English, but we also have the irregular verbs that they don't have a specific change. So for example, we can say begin, began, eat, ate, go, went. But with the verb read, the pronunciation is different. I say, I read the newspaper every day. In the past, I say, I read the newspaper yesterday. It's the same writing, but the different pronunciation. That is English. Don't ask me why. Okay, so now we are going to, this is a different video where you can find
Find,
found, found.
find, found, found. Know, knew, known. Know, knew, known.
Okay, as you can see, there are a series of irregular verbs of 10, 12 verbs with different rhythms. For example, tell, told, told, fall, fall, fallen. So you can practice by singing these different irregular verbs, and then you can improve your pronunciation. I recommend this part because I think a good way of learning verbs is by practicing, and especially when you are singing. And finally, I have this video. Opacho.
Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Francisco y el día de hoy vamos a estar hablando del pasado simple. Es un tiempo muy fácil, sin embargo te invito a ver las siguientes recomendaciones para que puedas trabajar con este tiempo sin problema. La primera recomendación es que vamos a utilizar el auxiliar did. ¿Cuándo lo vamos a utilizar? Este did lo vamos a utilizar en oraciones que sean negativas y oraciones que sean interrogativas y también para algunas respuestas. Sin embargo, ese es el papel fundamental de ese did. También los verbos regulares y los irregulares. Recuerden que los regulares son los que terminan en ed, que cumplen una regla. Al final de este video te dejaré un video para que puedas ver cuándo crearlos y cómo hacerlo. Los verbos irregulares si no cumplen regla, y es por eso que a veces nos da tanta lidia aprendernos esos verbos. Por favor, practica de la lista de verbos que tiene, no te los aprendas todos. Bueno, maravilloso es decir, pero apréndete primero los que más son utilizados. ¿Sí? Los que más utilizas en tu diario hablar, ¿sí? En la forma cotidiana. Tenemos acá dos tipos de oraciones, una con un verbo regular y una con un irregular, para que hagamos una diferencia, y vamos a comenzar entonces. Él cerró la puerta. La vamos a hacer en estas tres formas: afirmativa, negativa e interrogativa. Lo primero que vamos a hacer, el verbo cerrar, identificarlo, porque puerta no es un verbo, sino puerta es un sustantivo. Cerrar, how do you say cerrar en inglés? Entonces tenemos tres opciones, vamos a mirarlas. Look at this. Close, que es presente, closed, que es pasado simple, and closed, que es pasado participio. Repeat, close, closed, closed. Ahí está. Entonces presente, pasado simple y pasado participio. La que vamos a utilizar nosotros es el pasado simple, la de la mitad. Entonces, como digo, él cerró la puerta, simplemente coloco he. Luego acá colocamos closed, le ponemos la D, ¿cierto? Es una de las tantas reglitas, que cuando termina en E, simplemente le agregamos la E. He closed, ¿y la puerta cómo es? He closed the door. Muy fácil. Esto es lo que estás viendo el pasado acá. Para nosotros en español, ¿qué hace muchas veces el pasado? La tilde. Entonces ellos, si están aprendiendo, las personas que vayan a aprender español tienen que tener presente las tildes y las terminaciones posibles en pasado. Nosotros simplemente, ¿qué hacemos? Le ponemos de y ya. Esta es la forma de hacerlo. Vamos a decir, él no cerró la puerta. Él no cerró la puerta. Entonces, ¿cómo empezamos la oración? He. ¿Qué es lo que yo tengo que tener presente acá a la hora de hacer las negativas? ¿Qué es? El did. Véalo acá. Negativo e interrogativo. Entonces lo vamos a colocar. He did. ¿Y dónde está lo negativo, Pacho? Aquí está. Lo tenemos que colocar ahí. He did not. O tú hazle la otra opción. He didn't. Cualquiera de estas dos opciones está bien. Tú puedes utilizar esta o esta y nadie te puede poner problema por eso. Sin embargo, cuando tú las veas por allí, la idea es que las identifiques, sea de esta forma larga o la forma corta. No hay problema. ¿Qué dice hasta ahora? Él no. ¿Él no qué? Él no cerró, es lo que yo quiero decir. ¿Cuál es el verbo cerrar? El verbo close. Ahí está. Mucho cuidado. En este momento, si usted le va a colocar esta D al final, como está acá arriba, o sea, que termine en D, está ya en un error gramatical. ¿Por qué? Porque cuando está el auxiliar presente, sea el did, o sea el do, sea el das, cualquier auxiliar que estés utilizando, el verbo tiene que quedar en su forma infinitivo, porque está un auxiliar presente. Entonces simplemente omitimos esa D, simplemente lo dejamos normal y seguimos con nuestro complemento. Eso es todo. Ahí está entonces. He did not close the door, or you can also say he didn't close the door. No problem. Para la pregunta lo que vamos a hacer es abrir con un auxiliar. En este caso nuestro auxiliar es el did. Lo que vamos a hacer es este movimiento. Vamos a comenzar con este did. Recuerden una vez más que este signo de interrogación no existe en inglés. En español sí existe porque nos está indicando que viene una pregunta. Eso es lo del papel de esto. Pero como en inglés no existe, no lo puedo usar. ¿Qué puedo usar? Auxiliares, ¿sí? O mover algo para acá, o verbos modales. En este caso es este auxiliar que viene a tomar este papel de pregunta. Luego de eso escribimos la oración normal. Entonces, ¿cuál es la oración normal? Did, luego ¿qué seguía? Did he close the door? Y está lista nuestra pregunta. Did he close the door? ¿Cerró él la puerta? Muy fácil. Pacho, también la puedo hacer interrogativa. ¿Cómo así que interrogativa? O sea, que pregunten y nieguen a la misma vez. Claro que sí, ya te traes entonces este también, el did y el not. Entonces, ¿cómo sería? Puedes hacerlo tú incluso en la forma corta. Didn't he close the door? Didn't he close the door? Cuando decimos didn't he close the door, estamos diciendo no cerró él la puerta, ¿sí? Miren la diferencia. Did he close the door? ¿Cerró él la puerta? Didn't he close the door? ¿No cerró él la puerta? Miren las opciones acá que tenemos. Aprovecho este ejemplo para mostrarle lo siguiente. La diferencia de esta oración con el did y el auxiliar das que utilizábamos en presente es el tiempo. Eso es lo que nos está diciendo.
Well, I really don't want to continue with this because I already placed the link in the first part when I remember that I say that I already uploaded this material, and you can easily find this material in our shared drive. So here is past verb to be, the simple past tense, ed pronunciation, irregular verb some, and that is Pacho, an English teacher that, well, for me it's difficult to give the explanations in Spanish when I'm really teaching English. I really don't like to explain in Spanish because all you do is wait for me to translate things into Spanish. So I hope you like this video to understand a little bit the past. Remember, a lot of information can be found on internet. So search, investigate, seek for the information and use the material I send you to cope with these tenses. Thank you very much. I see you in class this Wednesday. Bye bye.